What if I told you the quietest person in the room might be the loudest mind in the building? The one who speaks last because they're busy running simulations in their head. The one who stares out the window and looks distracted, but is actually building a universe of cause and effect. What if the person everyone calls too serious is the one carrying the questions the rest of us are scared to ask? Today, we're diving into the psychology of deep thinkers, how their minds work, what they struggle with, and why the world needs them more than ever. Deep thinking starts with a simple habit: slowing down. Most of us live in fast forward. We react. We skim. We grab the first answer that sounds right. Deep thinkers hit pause. They don't just take in information, they interrogate it. They zoom out to see the system and then zoom in to test the details. Their brain toggles between wide angle and microscope. Big picture, tiny gears. That constant switching builds a richer model of reality. They're not trying to be difficult. They're trying to be accurate. Another core trait? Metacognition, the ability to think about their thinking. Deep thinkers examine the thoughts that are driving their emotions. If they feel anxious, they ask, which belief is feeding this? If they feel excited, they ask, what assumption is promising me a payoff? This habit acts like a mental dashboard. It shows them which levers to pull and which warnings to heed. It doesn't stop hard feelings, but it gives them handles. And those handles are everything. Deep thinkers are pattern hunters. Give them scattered events, and they'll draw a thread. It's not magic, it's attention plus memory. They notice repetitions, outliers, and transitions. They store them. They compare them. Over time, they build a library of "seen this before" moments. That's why they often jump to conclusions that seem random to others, until the result arrives and everyone says, "How did you know?" They didn't predict the future. They recognized the pattern. They also have a high tolerance for ambiguity. This is huge. Many people rush to certainty because uncertainty is uncomfortable. Deep thinkers can sit in the fog. They can hold two opposing ideas without panicking. This might be good and bad. This person is kind and flawed. This strategy could work, and we should still prepare a plan B. That flexibility protects them from dogma. It keeps them open to better answers. And it makes them valuable in complex, high-stakes decisions where premature certainty is dangerous. But let's be honest, deep thinking has friction. First, time. Thinking deeply takes longer. The world rewards speed. Quick takes. Hot takes. Snap judgments. Deep thinkers get mislabeled as slow or indecisive, when in reality they're running a more thorough algorithm. Second, social friction. If you're the person who asks, "What's the evidence?" you don't always get invited to the after party. People want agreement, not examination. Deep thinkers must learn the art of timing, when to press and when to park a question for later. Let's talk about solitude. Deep thinkers need it. Not because they hate people, but because solitude is the lab where ideas get tested. In quiet, they clear mental noise. They defrag their mind. They replay conversations, analyze choices, and try on alternate timelines. This isn't overthinking by default, it's reflection with structure. The difference is intention. Overthinking spins. Deep thinking moves. If you finish a session with clarity, it was deep thinking. If you finish with fear, it was rumination. Deep thinkers also use mental models, shortcuts that compress complexity. Second-order effects, reminds them to ask, and then what? Incentives drive behavior, asks. What reward system is shaping this? Occam's razor, asks. What's the simplest explanation that still fits? These models turn chaos into chess. The more models they practice, the faster they can sort messy problems. They're not married to any single model. They rotate them like lenses until the picture sharpens. Emotion and logic? In a deep thinker, they're not enemies. They're dance partners. A lot of people assume deep thinkers are cold. Not true. Many feel intensely. They just filter emotion through analysis. I'm angry becomes what boundary was crossed. I'm sad becomes what value feels threatened. That translation doesn't diminish emotion, it directs it. It turns feeling into fuel for wise action. If they seem calm in chaos, it's because they already ran this fire drill in their head. Let's zoom into daily life. In conversation, deep thinkers pause. That pause worries people. Did I say something wrong? Usually, no, the deep thinker is buffering. They're scanning for context, hidden premises, missing definitions. They're deciding whether to answer the question asked or the question meant. If you're a deep thinker, here's a tip. Narrate your pause. Say, "Give me a second, I'm thinking." It removes the social static and buys you the silence you need. In relationships, deep thinkers crave resonance. Not just shared interests, shared frameworks. They don't want to debate for sport, they want to co-build understanding. They appreciate partners who ask precise questions, define terms, and separate facts from stories. If you love a deep thinker, try this. When they offer a complex idea, reflect it back in your own words and ask, "Is that what you meant?" That simple move feels like oxygen. It says, "I see the world you're pointing to." At work, deep thinkers shine where stakes and complexity are high: strategy, design, policy, research, troubleshooting. They're less excited by busy work or because we've always done it. If you manage one, give them problems, not tasks. Ask for trade-offs, not just plans. Reward clear reasoning, not just confidence. And if you are one, protect your thinking time like it's a meeting with your future. Block it. Name it. Use it. You can't do heavy lifts in 5-minute scraps. Now, the shadow side. Deep thinkers can drift into analysis paralysis. Why? Because the more possibilities you see, the harder it is to pick one. The cure isn't to think less. It's to decide how you'll decide. Set decision rules. If these 3 conditions are met, we move. Use bounded time. We research for 2 hours, then choose. Use reversible versus irreversible filters. If the decision is reversible, bias for speed. If irreversible, bias for data. Structure turns thinking into action. Another trap is intellectualization, using thought to avoid feeling. Deep thinkers sometimes solve emotions instead of feeling them. That works, until it doesn't. The chest tightness doesn't vanish because you explained it. The body keeps the score. Mature deep thinkers integrate practices that bypass words: breathwork, walks, art, prayer, music, lifting, dance. These aren't extras, they're maintenance. They clear the channel so thought and feeling can collaborate again. Let's talk about identity. Many deep thinkers feel other. As kids, they asked questions that made adults uncomfortable. Why do we do it this way? What if the rule is wrong? They learned to dim. They learned to simplify their answers so they wouldn't be told they were arguing. Adulthood is often the process of reclaiming that wattage and learning to aim it with kindness. You're not difficult. You're detailed. The key is translating depth into language the room can use. Creativity thrives in depth. There's a myth that creativity is random lightning. It's not. It's the recombination of stored fragments into new patterns. Deep thinkers collect those fragments: quotes, melodies, designs, equations, stories. They keep notebooks. They highlight ruthlessly. They return to the same theme from different angles. When the moment arrives, their mind has raw material. That's why their overnight idea took 10 years. Ethically, deep thinkers often operate with long horizons. They ask, what kind of person does this choice turn me into? Not just, does it work? They consider downstream effects on people they'll never meet. This can make them stubborn in the best way. Principle over trend. Integrity over applause. They don't mind losing fast if it means winning right. That makes them reliable allies and irritating opponents. You want them on your review board. You want them reading the fine print. Communication is a skill they must build. Depth is not clarity. A brilliant idea can drown in muddy words. The fix? Layered explanations. Start with the one-sentence point. Then give a 30-second version. Then offer the deep dive if invited. Make your base claim falsifiable. I think X because of A, B, C. If you're talking to non-specialists, trade jargon for metaphors. Not because people are dumb, but because metaphors are bridges. They let others walk into your mental model without needing your library card. Boundaries matter. Deep thinkers can become unofficial therapists, strategists, and troubleshooters for everyone around them. That's generous but exhausting. You don't have to diagnose every problem you notice. You don't have to accept every, got a minute, protect your bandwidth. Say, I can think with you on this for 15 minutes, or, can you send me the context so I can give it real thought tomorrow? That's not cold. That's honest. Let's get practical. If you want to cultivate deep thinking, do this. Schedule thinking time. Put it on the calendar like a meeting. Give it a theme: Decision X, Project Y, why am I avoiding Z? Bring one question and a pen. No multitasking. Your brain deserves a room of its own. Ask better questions. Trade, what's the answer? For, what's the real problem? Trade, who's to blame? For, what system produced this? Trade, is it true? For, when is it true? Use external brains. Don't keep everything in your head. Use a notebook, a notes app, or index cards. Capture insights when they're fresh. Review weekly. The mind is a meaning maker, not a filing cabinet. Chunk complexity. Break big problems into small solvable pieces. Decide the first test, not the final architecture. Short feedback loops prevent elegant but wrong designs. Build an idea diet. Curate what you consume. Read outside your lane. Talk to people who disagree with you. Cross-pollination strengthens patterns and prevents echo chambers. Reflect after action. After a decision, run a quick postmortem. What did we know? What did we assume? What surprised us? This turns life into a compounding course, not a series of disconnected events. And if you want to live well as a deep thinker, remember these truths. Not everyone needs the full map. Give the street view, then offer the satellite view by request. You'll be less frustrated, and they'll be less overwhelmed. You are allowed to enjoy simple things. Depth doesn't require constant heaviness. Laugh. Play. Watch the dumb show. The point of understanding life is to live it. Your pace is not a flaw. Fast isn't better if it's wrong. Slow isn't better if it's avoidance. The goal is honest pace, as quick as clarity allows. Kindness is the ultimate clarity. If you're torn between clever and kind, choose kind. Most complex conflicts dissolve when people feel seen and safe. Let's debunk a few myths. Myth 1. Deep thinkers are always introverts. Many are, but plenty are social and expressive. They simply need meaning in their interactions. Myth 2. Deep thinking is about big words. No, it's about precise ideas. A child can ask a deeper question than a professor. Myth 3. Deep thinkers are pessimists. Healthy deep thinkers are realists with hope. They see the cracks, but they also see the repair. There's a special posture deep thinkers bring to life: humble certainty. Here's what I think, and here's why, and I'm ready to update. That stance looks like strength because it is. It's grounded in evidence, animated by curiosity, and guided by values. It refuses to be bullied by the loudest voice or seduced by the newest trend. It doesn't worship doubt, either. It respects it, and uses it to refine the truth. So, are you a deep thinker? Ask yourself, do I pause before reacting? Do I look for causes, not just symptoms? Can I hold tension without rushing to closure? Do I feel misunderstood because my explanations are layered? Do I crave solitude not to escape people but to clarify myself for them? If you nodded, even a little, this video is your reminder. You're not broken. You're built for depth. And depth is a gift, when paired with clarity, compassion, and action. Here's a quick framework you can use tomorrow. Call it 3C Deep Thinking. Capture. When a problem arises, capture the exact question on paper. Confusion often comes from wrestling a fog. Write the fog into form. Clarify. List 3 assumptions. Challenge them. Then list 3 consequences of each option. Ask, what's the least reversible risk? Commit. Make the smallest smart move that gathers new information fast. Schedule a review. Update your model. Repeat. That loop turns thought into motion without sacrificing rigor. It also builds confidence, because confidence isn't a feeling you wait for, it's a track record you create. Finally, let's talk purpose. Deep thinking isn't about winning debates. It's about serving reality. It's about living in truthful alignment with what is, not what we wish it was. It's about building things that last because they're built on bedrock. A career that matters. A relationship with honesty at its core. A life that doesn't collapse when culture changes its mind. The world is noisy. The world is fast. The world rewards shortcuts, until it doesn't. Deep thinkers are the antidote. They ask better questions. They design better systems. They love with more intention. And when the storm hits, they're the ones who stand steady, not because they're fearless, but because they've already met the fear and learned its name. If this spoke to you, here's your invitation. Protect an hour this week and think on purpose. Pick one decision that's been living rent-free in your head. Capture it. Clarify it. Commit one small next step. See how it feels to be the person who doesn't just have a deep mind, but a deep life. And if you know a deep thinker, thank them. Ask them how they see the problem you're facing. Give them the space to answer fully. You might not just get advice. You might get a new way to see. Because in the end, deep thinking isn't about being smart. It's about being faithful to truth, to people, to your future. It's about building something sturdy in a world that's always sprinting across thin ice. So breathe. Slow down. Ask the better question. And keep going deeper. That's where the good stuff is.